Hi everyone, it's Lindsay from the blog Books for Christian Girls, and today's video is the quintessential summer book tag. I don't think I said that right, but oh well, we're gonna go with it. This tag is so fun, and I love doing seasonal book tags, and now that it is summer here in Texas and hot, it is time to do this tag. So let us begin. So typically I would be seated, right, for this kind of tag, but I want to stand. Let's stand, y'all, okay? So the first question is for an iced drink, a refreshing book. And for me, that has to be a book I recently read and really enjoyed, and that was Storing Up Trouble by Jen Turano. I have talked about this book in no videos yet. This is its video debut. On this channel at least. But I talked about this book for a good 10 minutes on Instagram, 5-10 minutes on Instagram stories, because it was just so much fun and it was refreshing in the way of the main girl in any Jen Turano book is typically got a quirky vibe to her. But in this book, the main guy also was quirky, so I loved that. It was such an amusing read, and he was just so clueless, and it was so much fun. I really enjoyed this one. You know, actually, while I look for the next book, I'm going to include in that clip from my Instagram stories.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Are you doing good? I am doing fantastic, and that is because I just finished a great book, which I'm going to share about, so don't message me yet on what book was it, because I'm going to share, because I'm so excited, it was so good. So this book is actually releasing on May 1st, so some people might be able to guess what book that was, but yo, it was so good. So I don't know about anyone else, but I've been having some difficulty lately remembering why I like to read, and that's purely because I feel like I've been striking out. Whenever I try a new book, I strike out. And that's why I was so happy to get this book in the mail yesterday. Because I'm like, I love this author's books. This one's going to be a good one. And I was right. Let's hope that Instagram uploads these in a proper order. Let's hope. Anyway, how do I begin this? Because I have so many thoughts. Okay, I'm going hands-free mode, which I don't typically do, but I gotta talk. Okay, everyone. So, are you ready for the book? Storing Up Trouble by Jen Turano. I am not kidding when I say her debut book, A Change of Fortune, which is... I moved books on my bookshelf. I don't know where it is, but I have it. That has always been my favorite book. Stay awake. That has always been my favorite book by her, right? Okay, I love that book. This one, honestly, might have pushed it out because this was fantastic. It was so good. I'm just... Okay, we're back. Okay, so if you have read a Jen Turano book, you know how her main girls are typically... What's the word? Eccentric? Eccentric, is that... I'll put the word here because I don't know how to say it properly if that's incorrect. One of those words, you know, you've just always read and you're not sure the pronunciation. I have that a lot. Anyway, stay awake, phone, stay awake. Okay, so if you've read a Jen Turano books, you know how her main girls are always not confining to society norms of that time period. And I love that. But what made this book even better was he kind of was like that too, though. The main guy was like that too. And he was also so awkwardly, adorably scientific. It was a rousing good time, everyone. Like, it was great. So as you may know, this is the third book of the American Heiresses series. And what you may also know, though, is the fact that I love mistaken identity tropes. It's one of my favorite. Not sure why, but it's just... I love it. It's great. So this book is kind of like that, but it's not like that she really hid her identity per se. It's just he didn't know she was an heiress. And I love that. I just love that. And it's just, I have so many happy feelings I can't get my words out. I haven't fangirled like this in a long time, y'all. This is great. So, yes, so good. It's coming out May 1st. I will have my review up on Friday. Yes, Friday. And if you haven't read one of her books, I definitely recommend it. This series has been so much fun, but I was just so happy with how this book was. It was so good. I can't tell you how many times I literally cracked up at their banter, and just Jen Toronto's characters, how they speak is everything I inspire to be, like how they word things and the words they use. Like there are so many words I learned out of a Jen Toronto book that I'm like, why don't we use that more? Why can't we use this phrase more? It's great. It's great. I love it. Yes, so wait. So yes, it is coming out May 1st. I'll have my review up on Friday. And wait. Where are my papers? Yes, I will have this up on release day. Yay! Okay, so yes, I'm giving this book 4.5 stars. It was absolutely great. It was very clean. It had a little bit of mystery and suspense to it, like just a touch. And they were great. He and his best friend Theo, they were just so entertaining with their experiments. And then Beatrice here is just, she's great. And this was so great, y'all. That's all I really can say. I will try to be more composed in my review, but no promises. And because I just rewatched my story, and I did fangirl a lot, oh well, here is the cover, because it was reversed, because I was, Instagramming the other way. So, there's the cover. Isn't it cute? The spine is so cute. So yes, there you go.
So yes, I really, really enjoyed that book. So question number 2 is for Cotton Candy, and that is pick a book that is fluffy and sweet. And if anyone wants anything fluffy, sweet, with some comedy thrown in, I'm going to recommend the contemporary Janice Thompson books. She's my go-to for this genre, and I love it so much. This is Picture Perfect by Janice Thompson. I love this book because I am a photographer, the main girl is a photographer, and the other person is a photographer. So it's just, it's great. I related a lot to it in the photography senses, and yeah, it's one of my favorites by her. I could have picked any of her contemporary books, but I'm specifically picking that one. So number 3 is Sunglasses, which is a dark book. And I don't really read what I think most people would consider dark books. It's not really my thing. That's not my cup of tea. So I don't really know, but I do read suspense books. And there was one series that stands out to me for being very suspenseful and that was the Nikki Boyd series by Lisa Harris. Mainly the 4th book, which I no longer own because it was a little unnerving for me. But that's just because it was me. But the first 3 books in this series all are dealing with Nikki Boyd and her hunt to try to find the serial killer that her sister was unfortunately a victim of. And there's also other cases, but that's the underlining thread. And in the 4th book, everything is revealed. And it's not told from Nikki's point of view. So, it's not as heart-wrenching, but it's still pretty heart-wrenching. So, I guess I'll pick this one, but I don't know if I would consider it a dark book. I wouldn't consider it a dark book. The plot line is dark-ish, because, hello, serial killer. So, Number 4. I love this question. Number 4, Picnic on a Rainy Day, a sad book. And the book that comes to mind is not necessarily sad. I just remember crying a lot while reading it. So, maybe it was sad. I don't know. I need to reread this book, but I haven't because I'm afraid I'm going to cry. And that was Chasing Jupiter by Rachel Coker. I don't exactly remember what made it sad to me because I really did enjoy this book, but I just remember I cried throughout quite a bit of it, and I don't know why. I've kind of blocked it from my memory. I just know I enjoyed it with tears running down my face. Number 5, Sand, a book that irritated you. Sand is very annoying, and that's probably the number 1 reason why I don't do the beach. Besides, water. I'm not a big water person. But I'm not a fan of sand either. That's just, it gets everywhere and everything. So those pebble rock beaches are so cool. Like, those just sound beautiful. They're lovely. Okay, so on the answer to this question, I kind of have a video about that. So I'll link that up there. I don't really like sharing about those books over and over again in multiple videos. So when it comes to a book you dislike, a book you hated, or that kind of thing, I just link that video. So sorry. Number 6 is A Summer Blockbuster, a favorite book to screen adaptation. Now I have mentioned this one many times before, So I would love to have a new favorite book to movie adaptation, but I'm going to still have to go with, for now, Love Finds You in Sugar Creek, Ohio by Serena B. Miller. This book is set in an Amish area, but the main girl is not Amish. She is a police officer. Her 3 aunts, however, are Amish. And the movie did really well. The book I really enjoyed. Of course, the movie wasn't completely accurate, but it was pretty good. It was pretty well done. So that is currently my favorite, and I would love to have another one to mention for that kind of question. So number 7 reminds me of the Lilo and Stitch guy, but it's A Dropped Ice Cream, a book you were anticipating but wasn't good, or maybe you just didn't enjoy it as much. And does anyone else remember like in the Lilo and Stitch, the guy with the mint chocolate chip ice cream, and it just somehow it always would fall? That's what I'm being reminded of. So, okay. So I kind of have 2 books for that. And one book is The Trader's Pond by Lisa Harris. I did enjoy it. I want to clarify that. I did like it, but I just didn't like it as much as I was hoping, because I typically do really enjoy her books. And then another book is Unveiling the Past by Kim Vogue-Sawyer. This was on my anticipated reads for the first half of 2020, and it was very kind of the publisher to send me a copy, but I'm not sure about it because I'm having a really hard time getting into it, and then they've been mentioning some content I'm not really okay with. So I don't know, I've DNF'd it for now, and then maybe I'll try to pick it up again later. But right now I'm kind of like sad. I'm very sad. Question number 8, Palm Tree, a tall book that you loved. And I would like to not admit to how long it took me to understand what in the world a tall book was. I was very confused. But I'm going to have to go with the Ladies in Waiting series by Erin Mangum. So we have Katie in Waiting, Once Upon Eliza, and Happily Ever After. These are quite tall books, and that's it. They're also kind of heavy. But yes, I love this series so much. I have talked about this series so many times, and it's for very good reason. Number 9, Bonfire, a book you want to burn. Okay, again, I'm gonna say that video will have that answer. I don't like sharing so much about that. And then question number 10 is Fireworks, a book that exploded onto the scene. Now, I'm gonna do this in the sense of, for me personally and my reading journey, not like a book that came onto the scene like everywhere, but just like, in my opinion, a book that really dramatically influenced my reading life. How's that? Does that work? Is that a decent enough explanation? Not sure. For me, that's going to be Roadside Assistance by Amy Clipston. This is one of the very first Christian contemporary YA books I read and just loved. This was such a special book to me. It still is a special book to me. I fangirled about this book a lot. This entire series I have very fond memories of. So yes, that's going to be my Firework book, just because it was a book that very dramatically influenced my reading. And that was the Quintessential Summer Book Tag. Very easy, simple tag. It's perfect for summer. So if anyone else would like to do this one, just please consider yourself tagged, because I would love to see your answers to this. I just think this is a very fun tag. And it puts you in the mood of summer, doesn't it? Wouldn't you agree, maybe? I guess I won't officially tag anyone, because I don't know like who really likes doing tags and who's like, no more tags, Lindsay. So I'm just going to leave it up to you. If you would like to do one, please do it. I would really love to see anyone's answers to this. So if you just want to comment, I kind of want to do number 2, Cotton Candy. Why don't y'all tell me a book that was fluffy and sweet? Because I like those kinds of books. So feel free to tell me that, or answer one of the other questions. That is completely up to you. I look forward to seeing your answers, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lindsay from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where in 2020 there's a new review every Monday and Friday. I try to have a new video on this channel every other Thursday, and I am on Instagram randomly, but I'm trying to do better. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye!